This is an Insane Cast production. You are listening to Thanks for Watching, the All Movies Podcast. With your cast, DJ, Beth, Joe, and Jimmy. And now, thanks for watching.
Welcome, everybody, to Thanks for Watching. It's not a big episode, it's a mini episode. Why? Because there's only two of us, and DJ can't stop laughing.
I can't. Episode 92, yay!
Hooray! Two numbers put together.
Yes, yay! Hey, I'm not even going to tell you a rundown of the show, because it's still sort of a mini episode.
Yeah, half the stuff's missing.
That's right. It is, really. Oh, my goodness.
Just
so
the
let's start
important
off with
stuff today.
Yeah, very important stuff. Like the box office numbers, it's one of my favorite things.
Yep.
Jumanji Next Level hit number one at just under $60 million.
Really? Jumanji was number one?
Yep.
Well done, guys. Bravo.
Bravo. They knocked the champion out of first place. That means Frozen 2 got number two. At measly, just under 20 million. It was like 19.07.
I mean, why did they even bother? That's like a pittance.
I know. Elsa is crying now.
I know, she's going back to her cave with her bleach pen.
Bleach pen, baby. Number 3, down from 2, is Knives Out with only 9.1 million.
So,
whoa.
Let me get this right. Were they outvoted?
Apparently, they were outvoted.
So I still haven't seen it, but you kept saying that when we were in Disneyland.
I know,
and
it's just
like,
so
I didn't get the
funny.
reference. I still don't, but I'm going to go ahead and use it because it's from that movie, yes?
It is.
Okay.
It's hilarious. It's
Got
hilarious. Number 4 is Richard Jewell. And number 5 is Black Christmas.
Black Christmas.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's the box office.
Wait a minute.
If you wanted to know,
brother.
those last 3 were at 4 million. So Richard Jewell was at 4.6, then Black Christmas was at 4.2. And I said 3 because I was looking at Ford versus Ferrari at number 6 at 4.0.
Unable to focus on one line.
I can't focus. Oh my gosh. Story of my life. Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. So that's box office numbers. That's part of the show already. What else am I going to do?
You wanted to talk about Patreon.
Oh, I did want to talk about Patreon. Okay, if you're a Patreon member, you get this Discord. You get to listen to us live if you're not working and you're awake during the time.
Yeah, you're welcome. If only you could see the finger guns right now.
Totally. And then you also get to be in our Marco Polo.
Where you could actually see the finger guns.
Actually see them. And here's the cool thing. You don't even have to participate. You could just hang out and watch.
Yeah, you could just watch us do weird stuff, like the 12 Pains of Christmas.
Like the 12 Pains of Christmas. That was the funniest thing I have ever been a part of.
I don't know if that's true, but it was really funny.
Well, it was. It was really funny. Aside from sending a magnet to Tyler from the 29 Toes podcast. And underneath it was the on the cardboard box said D-I-C.
That's right. And he was just like, hey, why are you calling me a dick?
And I still haven't heard from Lucas whether he got ED or not.
Oh my God. I think probably what happened was they went, ugh, and then didn't respond on purpose.
Maybe. That's very possible. That's very possible. But, patreon.com/tfwmovies. You get that, all that fancy stuff. And then if we get 2 more, you get to see Joe
and Blue. Because she has volunteered as tribute.
Yes. Eat a Twinkie Wiener sandwich.
Excellent.
Which is right out of my most favorite movie of all time. So I'm loving this. This is going to be the best challenge ever. I think. I know. I can't help it. Anyway, that's that. Patreon.com/tfwmovies. Check it out. You can contact us that way, because that's a fun way. You can contact us if you're there. At least one of our list, which we'll talk about next week, we got on Marco Polo.
Yep.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I really like this. This Marco Polo is like the best thing I've ever been a part of. I love it.
Second time in the show you've said that, and I'm not sure that it's true, but it is really fun.
It's fun. It is a blast. It is a blast. So let's get started, shall we? I saw Richard Jewell, by the way.
Okay.
Yes. And that is your classic love story between the media and a guy they want to hang.
Ugh.
Yeah. You know what? I don't even know how to describe it. Here's my problem. I didn't bring up the IMDb list of other things. Just
do you want me to
it's one
send
of
it
those
to
weird
you?
shows.
So you know what, DJ? Just speak from the heart.
Speak from the heart. Let me tell you, this guy got a bad rap.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, he was okay, and I know guys like this guy. I really do. Like the guy who really wants to be in law enforcement, but is never taken seriously.
Right, like the Rudy of law enforcement.
Yeah, and so he wants to do this. He means well. He really does mean well, except for when he's a security guard pulling people over on the highway.
Oh. That's maybe not so helpful.
When you're trying to be so proactive to keep riffraff off the property.
Right.
And you go out further past the property to say, "Don't you dare come this way."
Wow.
You don't get looked upon as sane,
member of law enforcement.
a member of law enforcement or society, I
Yeah.
suppose. And so, but anyway,
So
he ends
less
up
like Rudy and more kind of like Farva in Super Troopers.
Yes.
Except without the actual badge. Okay.
Exactly. I found myself laughing at a lot of the situations, and I didn't know if I should feel bad for laughing about what happened.
It feels like, looking at the trailers, maybe laughing wasn't the feeling they were going for, but that doesn't mean that you didn't find it funny.
But certain things were funny.
Right.
Like, do you have any weapons that we should be worried about? Because they're going to do a search and seizure of stuff in his apartment.
Right.
And they say, well, and he goes, yes. And he goes, well, let's put it out on the bed so that there's no surprises. The bed is covered with weapons.
Oh, see.
I thought that was funny.
That's probably funny.
It really was. And mostly because the lawyer that he had no idea. Like, the lawyer knew him. It starts off where he... when Richard Jewell is like a male guy, and he's very, what is it, like a person that notices stuff a lot,
Observant.
Like very observant. There we go, and by being observant, he's very helpful, but almost in a creepy way. Okay. It's like, wait, well, how did you know I liked this candy bar? Well, I saw the wrapper in your trash.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a little stalkery.
And how did you know I was almost out? Well, you had 3 wrappers, or I don't remember how that worked out, but so the wrapper thing, and so he got him some of the candy bars that he really liked.
That's nice.
Just to be friendly and nice, there was nothing really stalkery about him. He wasn't. I mean, it seemed like it, yes, but he really wasn't.
Okay.
So, and the guy gave him a nickname right off the bat, and I can't remember off the top of my head what that nickname was, but it wasn't mean. It like other people like gave him nicknames about like fatty and other bad nicknames. This guy gave him one that had meaning and was good.
Okay.
And so, as they left, as he left to move on to security and other things,
Right.
He just remembered that guy, the lawyer, being a good guy.
Okay.
And so when he was a hero, the first day he after he saves everybody's lives, well, not everybody, but most everybody's life,
Right.
he goes to this lawyer because somebody wants to do a book deal immediately, and he doesn't know any of the lawyers but this guy. And so he calls him and says, "Can you help me with this book deal?"
Mm-hmm.
But then that's when the article goes out and all this negative stuff about him starts happening, and he gets pulled into the FBI without even knowing
That he
what's
was in
going
trouble?
on. He hadn't even watched the news. He hadn't seen the paper. He had no idea.
Oh, man.
And he gets called into the FBI, and they're trying to trick him into doing a video of some sorts that's supposed to help other people and stuff. But they're really trying to nab him.
Got it.
And when they finally get him to say, "Okay, I need you to sign this paper. Now, we're doing it on camera. It's fake, and I want you to sign this paper that just it looks like you're trying to sign over your Miranda rights and that we don't have to read them to you." That's all it is. It's just for the camera.
Sure.
And he's smart. I mean, he's awkward socially, but he's smart. And he looks at it, I don't know. So he pretends to sign it because it's all pretend, right? And then the officers is like, "Oh, no, you have to really sign it. It's for authenticity." And he goes, "No, this looks like a real document. I don't want to sign a real document like that." And previous conversation with the lawyer, he said, "Don't sign anything until I've looked at it."
Right.
So anyway, after a little bit, that's when he goes, I think I need to talk to my lawyer."
Yeah.
He finally realized that there might be something amiss by
I
that.
see.
And voila, the lawyer gets involved. And then there's the movie, him trying to figure everything out.
Right.
It was really good. It really was. I really enjoyed it. I read a terrible article in Vanity
Fair.
in that Vanity Fair. No. Variety. Apologies.
Totally
Variety.
different. Okay.
Yeah, totally different. Where they tried to skew it as a very, very Republican agenda type of a film, equating Richard Jewell to Trump, where the FBI, the top government agency, is against him, and the media is against him. And let me tell you, the media does do this. It's very reactive, very much. I want to scoop everyone else, so if I get something, I'm going to put it out to everybody.
Whether it's true or not.
Whether it's true or not, or whether they've done their homework to figure
their
it
due
out.
diligence to actually investigate anything. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right. And so that, honestly, the biggest difference between this guy and Trump is Trump has a much bigger wallet.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, and he likes the limelight. I don't think Richard Jewell really liked it. Like, when they were talking about a book deal, he was like, "I don't know anything about this type of a thing," which is why he called the lawyer in the first place. And he didn't really want all that hoopla, all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, he did a TV interview, but that's because it was out of the blue. It's like he was just being pushed to these places. Yeah, like one of the very first things, he's getting off of the scene of the crime, and the people that own the area, that own the building, or not the building, but like the venue or what have you, they're already pushing him to the whatever talk show host interested in talking to him. Like before, like it's not even been 24 hours. He hasn't even slept yet.
Right.
And they're pushing him to talk to people. And he hasn't, I mean, obviously he hasn't slept. So he's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Whatever. You want me to do this, George? I'll do it.
Oh.
I mean, and I mean, not as an insult to him, but when you're that punchy, I guess.
When you're that sleep deprived and tired.
Yeah, you're gonna just do whatever
and
they
anyone
say.
Who's had a crazy adrenaline rush knows that when your adrenaline is finished, when you're empty,
right,
you're super empty. It's
exactly
done. You're so tired.
Yeah, and so I think they portrayed that pretty well. And then there's a moment of weakness between the FBI agent and the gal. So he's the one who leaked info to the press.
Okay.
And it was a gal that Variety says was not true, that she did not do a quid pro quo, give me this and I'll give you sex.
Yikes.
And in the movie it portrayed it that way, although it also in the movie portrayed it like they had a relationship before this. Like she and watching them during other concerts and other things, the FBI agent who's covering that area and the reporter, they had this sort of cat and mouse thing going on. So, I mean, whether or not it was a quid pro quo thing, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, so I was really upset at that article, just so you're aware. I didn't like it.
Okay.
And maybe that's me going, why would you do that? Why would you destroy a great film and equate it to one of the biggest debacles in American history?
Well, everybody has their own agenda. That's
true. And maybe that's me getting too political about it too, because I know Clint Eastwood's political agenda is very right wing.
Right.
Very
his own his opinions are pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you really get down to it, if you scrape that stuff off, you see a guy that was railroaded by his government, by the media.
Yeah.
And you know what? It happens all the time. And I don't know if it was pride that these agents just said, "Hey, this is the guy, I got to catch him."
Right.
Sometimes and I think back then back in then it was like only 86 when they started doing all that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was when like intelligence was starting to get more and more like computer based and other things. So when something like doesn't go with like what is it? You have this idea in your mind, like this guy. So he was a suspect because he was a white male. He was single.
He fit the profile.
He fit the profile. And all of a sudden, some stuff starts going on that doesn't match the profile.
Right. But
the FBI guys
figured they didn't need to go looking for more.
Right. But here's the other thing. They did that, and they were saying, "Oh, well, he doesn't fit the profile now, but we still think it's him." I'm like, you need to start looking for other guys. You got to start looking. And they were really good. The lawyer and Richard Jewell, they were really good at saying, it would be amiss of the FBI to not think of him as a suspect.
Right.
Because they should.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Okay.
I haven't put it through the meter, but I think this is a good film. I think I'll give it a 9.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really good. I recommend you going to see it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And there are parts where you have to laugh. I bet Richard Jewell, if he were alive today, would be laughing at some of the things that were done. Okay. Because it is like, oh, wow.
Yeah. But
there was some really great, like, I even teared up at the end, too. Like, there was some, anyway. I've said too much. No, I've gone over.
You're just explaining how you feel about it or what happened.
Right. Oh, my gosh. But great film.
Okay.
Great film.
Very good.
Yay. So, what's next on the list? Jumanji, the next level.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, this is your classic love story between a guy and his past.
Well,
and how he misses the past.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, I guess what you could say is he's an adrenaline junkie now.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go first on this? I mean, I have.
Well,
I don't
necessarily know that he's an adrenaline junkie now. It's just he was feeling so insecure about who he. When you're not The Rock, when you get the chance to be The Rock, and then you go back to not being The Rock, that's got to be, a little rough on you. And then on top of it, coming of age, going to college, everything's different. You're away from home, and different. Your suitcase breaks.
Yeah, I like the rekindling of the relationship though. That was nice.
That was great. So, if you have seen the first, technically the second Jumanji movie, the first one in these newer Jumanji movies, I think that you will enjoy this one. I did.
Welcome to the Jungle.
Yes, that was the one.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny. I cannot say enough about how Jack Black becomes different people.
Oh my gosh.
It's so funny.
I was telling Penny about this film's plot. Mm-hmm. Just the creating the characters.
Right.
Him going back into the thing because he's not The Rock anymore.
Right.
And that whole idea was a little loose.
Okay.
A little bit. And I saw that there was a difference between all the characters. Like from Welcome to the Jungle to the next level, the characters were very different.
Well,
because what the experience that they had
grown.
They had grown. And so I was looking at that going, okay, this is something they need us to believe, and this is good.
Well, if you look at it, like Spencer was the only one who was seemingly having a less than stellar time at college.
Yes.
So exactly. I can relate to here we go.
Well, no.
If I were The Rock, if I were Spencer, yes. And then I got to be The Rock, and I was like, hey, this is sweet, and I got the girl, and I was in high school, and then I was a senior, and everything was great, and then I went to college, and I was yelled at by my boss, and it was awful, and everything just wasn't working the way. It's culture shock.
Yes, you're right.
So,
you're right.
I mean, I can see why he would, the way he felt the most secure was as Bravestone. So,
yes.
Like, I can totally get it. Like, it's desperate and it's silly, but I can't say that I wouldn't feel desperate and silly in that situation. So,
right.
I'm for it.
and then the game.
Right.
Okay, the game itself. I felt like we were gypped on the game.
Okay.
I wish there was a little bit more thought put into that.
I can see what you're saying because parts of it were less. It's like they had the formula of what they wanted to do.
Yeah, it was less adventure-y, and I thought there could have been more adventure.
There was less quest action.
Yeah, less quest action, and you could see it. I mean, there were only 3 levels, and I was like,
Right.
all right, okay. I'm disappointed a little bit in that, but where they brought it back up to 100%, where they brought it back up, was the character change. Okay, I laughed so much at this film. I forgot all about the plot and all that other garbage. I didn't care.
Because you were just busy laughing at
Absolutely.
everybody being different people.
Everybody being different people. Oh, for them to be Danny DeVito
Yes.
and
Danny
to
Glover.
be Danny Glover.
Kevin Hart had Danny Glover nailed.
Oh,
was
he
so
sure
good.
did.
And
Oh.
then I love how Dwayne Johnson, I keep referring to him as The Rock, and that's not the way we do it now.
Right.
How he would just be standing there being all gorgeous, and then he would like start Danny DeVito breathing through his mouth.
Yes.
That made me laugh every time.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It reminded me of theater games. I
Yeah.
felt like I was an actor watching other actors do the actory thing.
Yeah.
And I was so happy. I felt like I was in my element watching this film going, you know what? There's a plot here and I don't care. 'Cause look at this. And then they switch characters.
Right.
And I really liked the horse.
Are
that
you
was in
okay?
it.
Okay, everybody focus up. Say that again, DJ, but don't spoil what happened.
I know. And I really liked the horse.
Oh!
And I think the horse played Bethany really well.
Yes, the horse really portrayed Bethany to an extreme level. With all that mane shaking and
Now here's where Jack Black didn't get it.
okay.
Okay. When Jack Black became Bethany again.
What?
Wait, was it Bethany that he became?
Okay. I'm confused.
Are you?
Yes.
Why?
Because I think that when he's Bethany, he's like totally Bethany.
Oh, no,
What
yes,
are you talking about?
But see, the Bethany at the beginning of the movie
Right.
was a little more mature
A little. Well, okay.
and not as much bubbly.
I think that you might be picking. Like, come on now.
Yes.
I see
no,
what you're saying.
Don't get me wrong.
However, that's like the point of. You were talking about how the character change was the thing that really sold the movie. And then you're being like, oh, but this character change, don't like it. It just. Good night, Blue.
Good night, Blue. She's going to bed.
Yeah, she's been up for like 100 years.
Yes.
No, it just okay, I'm not gonna fight with you because obviously it's your opinion. I feel like that it was if you're gonna
It was still funny.
If you're going for like realism,
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
no realism. You're right. And you're right. You're absolutely right.
I don't have to be right. I'm wrong commonly.
Right? But it was funny. It was really great. I just don't think it matched. It matched when he was Bethany in the very first one. Not first one, but in the Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah, we know. I think we got that, but
we got that now. Yeah.
I think that maybe. See, I thought that she was still bubbly like that. She's just not as vapid as she was in the first one, and Jack Black wasn't as vapid as she was in the first one.
Yeah. Now I gotta watch it again.
She was, she was happy to be back in her man body, and
that's true.
Happy to be a part of it, and she was raring to go and help. So,
good point.
I don't know. Is it a good point?
No, you got a good point there. You really do.
Off.
And you just saw it. It's been several days for me.
Yeah. I saw it like 3 hours ago.
So, but it was still great to watch. It was still funny. I don't care how he matched it at all. It didn't matter to me because it was so funny. Right. I was just like, in hindsight, I was like trying to pick it apart, going, I wonder what happened here. What was this like? And was she really like this? And how did that work? And
right.
I also really wanted to see more of the kids outside of their element of the game. I just felt like, boom, they really jumped right in it.
It's about as much as in the first one.
Yeah, and it's true. That is true. Absolutely. But overall, I laughed so much. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I laughed a lot too.
Yeah,
I think
for me it's an 8. It's a solid
8. I would say one of my favorite parts in the entire movie, besides character portrayal, would be, and it's in the trailer or one of the trailers, so I am not spoiling anything when I say someone offers Kevin Hart some cake. And he just rages up
did.
hard. No! He just throws the cake on the ground because, as we remember from the first one, his weakness is cake, and he explodes.
Yes. Yeah, that was actually quite funny.
Yeah.
It was a scene where they're supposed to make a big deal, and they're portraying somebody who's going to be there.
Cha-cha-na-na-na.
Oh, never mind.
You don't have to explain it. The lady offered him cake. He said no.
He said no. That was it. That's all we needed to know. Friggin' hilarious.
Yeah. Silly.
I know. I'm sorry. I can't help it.
It's okay. We're good. It's okay.
Yikes.
So, yes. I'd probably give it an 8 as well.
Excellent.
I think it was not as great as the first one, but by no means bad. As our good friend DJ would like to say, hey, y'all, it's not that bad.
Y'all, it's not that bad. It's funny.
But I thought it was really funny. I wouldn't even say, hey, y'all, it's not that bad. I would say, hey, guys, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's good. I enjoyed it.
I'll own it. I will own it because this really is that funny.
Yeah.
You could really tell when you watch anything like a live show or a movie or what have you, if the cast is having a great time, it is portrayed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's the portrayal that I got. I loved this movie because I felt like I was watching them do it right then and there.
Yeah.
I felt like some of these things that they were saying were improvised.
Probably.
And great. I feel like Danny DeVito.
Oh my God. So funny.
Hilarious. And I feel like Danny DeVito and Danny Glover, I'm going crazy because there's two Dannys.
Yeah.
But I felt like they were offset. I mean, on set, but off to the side of the camera, constantly giving feedback.
Probably,
as to how they
yeah.
could be. And just the sheer funny. I was like, how many takes did they have to do some of this stuff to keep the crew from just laughing their asses off? It was good.
Yeah.
It was funny. It really was. And you're right. I mean, compared to Welcome to the Jungle, it wasn't up to that standard, but it was hilarious.
But as I've said before, it's hard to catch lightning in a bottle twice.
Right?
But it's not, it's nowhere near or bad.
Because this one, there was lightning in the bottle for the first one, and then the Solo Cup got hit next. It's still funny.
This was lightning in a Solo Cup, guys. Oh my goodness. That was funny.
All right. So anyway, that's all I got for that. It was great. Go see it. It'll tickle your funny bone for sure. If you want to see people who love their job doing what they love, and really showing it off. I mean, Jack Black can overdo anything. I don't care. I think he's great.
Yeah. I thought he was pretty
It's like
hilarious.
having Jim Carrey do it. Right. Honestly.
I would agree with
overact.
that.
Go for it. Because I want to see that. And that's probably just my point of view.
No, it was funny. I mean, your point of view, I would agree with that you do like the big, like cartoony stuff. Yes. But we all know that you like breaking the fourth wall and and pratfalls and slapstick, and you worked in melodrama, so we're all just cartoons when we're on that stage anyway.
Right.
So yeah, I know that's what you like. Yeah. I also enjoy it immensely. So yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was a lot of fun. I would go see it again.
Cool.
Yep.
So
what's
all
next,
right.
boss?
Well, that's our movie review.
Yep.
Next week, boy, there's something coming out next week.
Yeah, Cats.
Cats, yes. I knew it was going to be super big, like a huge Broadway show kind of a thing. Cats comes out. And then, no, it's not Star Wars. It's, I think it's called Rise of the, of
yeah, it's just this it's an art house film.
Yeah, Rise of Skywalker? I don't even know what that even means.
Yeah.
That's some weird little story.
I'm gonna go see it.
You gotta go see it. We got lucky.
Yes, you got lucky.
I opened up my app and said, "Hey, what do you think is going on Thursday at 7:30?" I look at it. Hey, there are 2 seats in the third row in a recliner, right next to each other. Oh my gosh, hon, you want to go see it?
Wow.
Sure.
So I'm gonna be the latest one. Damn it. I don't see it till 11:15. And my mom is going to be babysitting now, so I'm going alone.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And your mom really wanted to see it.
I know.
Oh, my gosh. I thought she wanted to see it almost as much as you did.
She does, but she's a good grandma.
Bring the kid with you.
She is 18
Stuff
months.
it in a popcorn
I'll be
bucket.
like, hush. Dolly, be quiet. This is serious.
Okay.
Big people are talking.
Didn't you see the movie Quiet Place? This is what you do with the baby.
We'll just put her in an ice chest with a little oxygen mask, right?
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. That's how you take it.
That's messed up.
Oh, dear.
Well, we're working on it. We're figuring it out. But it's just like, ah! I'm like, I have to still go, Mom. She's like, no, I wouldn't expect you to not go.
Right?
I'm like, we already have tickets. Ah! So. But you guys, you and Joe and Blue, you guys are all going to see it. You'll all see it before I will. So I don't want to see any spoilers on Marco Polo. If I see spoilers, I will come down to San Diego and smack you myself.
I never spoil anything.
I know. Seriously, though.
I know.
Murder.
Oh, no. I won't. I promise.
Okay.
Penny's dad's going too.
Like fun.
Yeah, one of the handicap seats in the back was available, and so he's like, "I'll take it."
Good.
So he has a scooter. He could scoot into it.
Scoot.
So we'll have to go see it again because I really want to see it in 3D because I really like Star Wars in 3D.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I gotta see that. So anyway, that's all that's coming out next week. There's a couple of little run things. But we're all about the big box office movies.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Well, that and because most of the time we can see those.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the time you're like, oh, there's this little show, this movie that's opening, and I'm like, what the heck is that? It doesn't open here.
Yeah, right.
So.
Well, we get a lot of films that open in this area.
Well, you are in a big fancy city, or right next door to a big fancy city. I had to go to El Dorado Hills to watch Black Klansman.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't show up in Placerville at all.
That's all weird. How weird is that?
Excuse me.
Okay. Well, hey.
Oh, no. Hi, Lucas.
Oh, Lucas made it. Oh, my goodness. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
well, we were about to say future movies and trailers.
Yeah, so let's do that.
Okay. I just want to say Ghostbusters. I really just want to say that.
Ghostbusters. Oh, my God. I saw the big screen trailer for that today.
I missed it. I was getting home late from work, and then I was getting to the movie late from work. I met Penny there, and I had to pee really bad, so I did that first, and then came in, and Penny says, "Oh, you just missed the you just missed the Ghostbusters trailer," and I was like, "No!" I so want to see that in the big screen.
Yeah, it's like you see things that you didn't see before, or at least I did. Yeah, there was things, and I was just like, "Oh, look at that!" Ah! So, like, at one point, they're looking in the barn, and they're like, "Who's your grandfather?" And there's a huge hint, not just the Spangler suit, but they're panning over all these petri dishes of spores, molds, and fungus.
No!
Yes!
Oh, gosh. I need to see this trailer.
You go watch it again. You'll be like, oh, how did I miss that? I've seen that trailer like 15 times already, and I've been watching like slow motion and frame by frame, and it just was not registering my brain. I'm like, oh, it's so Egon. Oh.
No.
I mean, as if it weren't horribly clear by like the tall hair and the glasses and the Spangler jumpsuit and all that stuff, but then it was just like, and spores, molds, and fungus. Oh, somehow they're gonna work in print as dead, and I'll cry.
Oh, hopefully they'll do an apparition of him. They have his likeness somewhere anyway. Wouldn't that be?
That would be something. Well, like in the Girl Ghostbusters, they had the bust of him.
Yeah.
I like that.
That was good.
So.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Hey, remember, y'all, next week we are still going to talk about animals that talk. So this mini show has not added that yet, even though our list is already really super large.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe somebody else is going to add some stuff to it.
Well, I still have to write a list.
2 weeks to think about it, right? Let's see. Couple last little bits of things. Let's plug something.
Sure.
Like Big Checho's Standard Tattoo Shop. I really gotta plug that all the time because Big Checho is amazing, and I don't mean shop. It's a parlor. It's like ice cream parlor, tattoo parlor.
You're killing me.
And I bet they have ice cream there. Like they have a big old refrigerator and stuff.
You're advertising. You're plugging what's in their refrigerator.
Yes.
You're plugging Big Checho's groceries.
Right. Anyway, if you are in San Diego and you are interested in getting a tattoo, one of the guys, I've never had a tattoo, so why should I be plugging this guy? Well, because he does our logo.
He
did our logo twice now.
Super talented guy.
And he is an amazing artist.
A very good art
Absolutely.
man.
That's right. And and they say that he's not heavy-handed, so you'll probably really like that.
Oh, that's nice.
I've actually shot a couple of things for him, like
videos.
some of the people
Not like animals.
Yes, exactly. Video type stuff for him. Some what is it called? Testimonials, I guess you would say.
Okay.
So, and those are all on his website, which you can find on our website at
Readily available.
tfwmovies.com.
There it is.
Who else do I want to plug? 29 Toes podcast.
Yep.
Every guy on the podcast is a Patreon member.
Also, just a really nice guy.
Yes.
They're all super nice dudes.
They really are. So check them out if you get a chance. 29 Toes podcast. Right now, they've challenged each other. Each show is a challenge of 29 Star Wars questions.
I love that picture, Lucas.
It's fantastic. So, and then, oh look, he even got our magnet in the mail. Yay! Tell us, did you have ED? Sorry. Never mind.
Just gonna beat that joke to death, huh, Deej?
I can't help it.
Oh,
did.
God!
Oh, that's hilarious stuff. Hilarious stuff. Hey, you notice you don't hear the voice of Joe, unfortunately. He had to stay up all night last night, and he's sleeping right now.
He and Miss Blue went to an event. They sat very close to Adam Driver and saw some movies on the big screen. They had a lovely time. They were up all night. They are both exhaustified, so they are sleeping.
Yes, they are. So anyway, he does a Twitch channel, and he plays video games on the Twitch. Oh, that's funny. So if you're a Patreon member, you get to be in our Discord, and Lucas is in our Discord right now.
Yeah, you can see his showing us pictures of his TFW magnet that he got for being a Patreon member.
Yeah, which is fantastic. Actually, it's only gone to people with the level 5, the $5 a month.
Oh, look at that! Yeah. I didn't even know that. I'm a terrible.
That's okay.
Cast member.
Exactly. No, you're not terrible. It's fine.
You said exactly first. That's what counts.
No.
Oh, DJ gave Lucas ED.
Huh, that could happen.
I think actually, technically, it was Penny, right?
It really was Penny.
Oh, this is weird. Who else you plugging there, DJ?
I'm still doing the
Twitch cast?
The Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/apostle_OFC. And it's actually quite funny that the 29 Toes guys are trying to figure out what OFC means. But they'll figure it out eventually when they have them on the show. Anyway, it's time now for thank yous.
Thank you.
Just so you know, you've been listening to the very short edition of Thanks for Watching.
Short. Abbreviated,
the mini show,
even.
if you will. That's right. It's actually been quite a long show for a short show.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to thank the Patreon members, Lucas, Abby, Tyler, Teacher Jan Strauss, Sean, and Crackhead Blue. Thank you all for being our Patreon members.
We heart you.
Yes, we totally heart you. You help us. In fact, you even help us make those wonderful magnets, which is really kind of
cool.
Yeah. I also want to thank the people that help run the show, Joshua Struthers, who did the opening of the show. Big Checho, I really want to thank you for our logo. All the time. Thank you. Our hosts, though few this week, but many of us. Big Checho. Oh, wait. He's not a host. He's not a cast member. See my eyes jumping lines already.
Yep.
DJ McGee, Jimmy Harris, Beth Labine, and Joe Ray. What a great cast. We'll have to have Lucas on one of these days. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Let's see. Crackhead Blue, thank you so much for being a support for Joe. keeping him in line, making sure he gets on the show whenever he can if he's not too tired. Also want to thank our other family members, Dorothy Fielden,
Mommy.
whose wrist is healing.
Yep.
Hopefully well.
She was able, update on that, she was able to free herself from her own seatbelt today. That has been like 10 weeks that I've been clicking her in and out of her seatbelt.
Aww.
So she's free.
She's free. Jackie Harris, whose daughter, her oldest daughter, got married today.
Oh, congratulations.
Which is why Jimmy is not here. He is
see.
off in Montana, where there's snow on the ground and stuff with his daughter. So, yay. And then Penny McGee, who helps mail things off for us if we ever need it.
Cutting up cardboard, causing awkward moments that we all love.
We all love. That's right. And most of all, I want to thank you, the listening audience, because without you, we would have never gotten to 2,000 downloads.
Holy crap balls!
Oh my goodness. What an awesome thing.
Yeah.
You know what? That just made my day when I saw that. I was like, what?
He squeaked
2,000?
and then he texted everyone.
Oh, I was so happy. Absolutely. It was so cool. Anyway, yes, so thank you, listening audience, for helping us get to $2,000. Does that count? $2,000? That just sounds
2K.
like money, doesn't it? 2K.
Yeah.
2K. Why 2K? Because we love it.
Thank you.
That was terrible.
Really? That's the one that you were like, ugh. Of all of the jokes that you have said over the years that I have known you, I don't think I've ever heard you be like, woof, that was a groaner at your own jokes. And that was the one?
That's the one.
Okay.
That one.
All right. I mean, what, was it too soon? I mean, Y2K, it's almost 2020. 2020 is like 2 weeks away.
Yeah, that's true. Well, in hindsight. Oh, wait, never mind.
Too soon.
All right. Well, that's all the show we got for you this week. I look forward to another. It'll probably be a really long show next week because we got a lot to talk about, including
Too tsunami. I'm sorry, DJ. Did you say Star Wars?
I said Star Wars.
Oh my god! It's like 3 days away!
Yay!
So, sorry, listeners in cars, if I just blasted your speakers. I was close to my microphone. I apologize.
Well, with that, who's to say goodbye?
Later, taters.
I won't be a stickler for the rules.
You need butterflies, or polka dots, or balloons!